Hey guys, sorry I'm like a tad bit late. I'm here, I'm on. How are you guys? So I was doing my notes all the way up until the last minute, and then I looked at the clock and I was like, oh shit, I need to like use the restroom before I get on. So I haven't had a chance to like go through my notes thoroughly. Let's see. There we go. Hey guys. Hi. Oh my God, Danny. It's been so long. Well, as far as YouTube goes, keep up the good work, keep posting, and a name will come. Oh, oh, maybe you're answering somebody's question. Hi guys. Mm. Oh my God. I know you guys have been feeling like this roller coaster has been too much. It's been a lot. It's been intense. As always, I'm going to wait a few minutes for the chat to fill up. For those who are new to my channel or those who've been kind of like out of the loop, I have moved. I've moved locations, so I'm working with different internet. I hope everything is good on your end of things, technology wise. I know the acoustics in here are kind of intense, so it probably sounds like I've got a little echo going on. But if it buffers, I apologize. Please let me know. Let's see. Hey, my shoulder's tingling. First time catching you live, new subby. Hey, oh, I love a new sub. Hey, girl, hey, watching you from Phoenix. Oh, hey. Let's see. Hey, Queen, Road and Grand Rising. Oh, Grand Rising to you. It's very dark here. We were supposed to be in Cali this weekend right now, but Corona shut it down. Yeah, was hoping to see you, but we will be there when things cool down. Oh, well, I actually left California. It's been insane. Is Clyde with you? He is. He's pouting. He's pouting because as I was like aggressively writing my notes, he kept trying to like get my attention, but I knew I was coming down to the wire, so I couldn't play with him. Julie, thank you for the 9.99. Oh, I also see I had looks like I had some super chats before I even started the live. That's pretty cool. Thank you guys. Oh my God, first time catching live, been watching for over a year. Oh, that's so cool, Justice Law. Thank you so much for hanging out. A lot of people have asked me about zodiac sign readings. I'm probably going to bring back some version of them, probably more like a check-in system. It's not going to be the way it was. There it was good for the time we had it for. I'm speaking in Yoda speak. Uh, it was appropriate for the time. I'll say that way. It was appropriate for the time. I don't feel that they're appropriate anymore for me personally. We'll have to do a road trip then. I have a feeling you're in Sedona. We'll catch up. Yeah, we'll definitely will. So excited to catch a live. Oh my God, Amanda, thank you for the $20. So happy you're here. So grateful for all that you do and your guidance. So much love from Atlanta. Oh, thank you. From Hot Atlanta. Thank you. Hi from Michigan. I do too, Danny. I think she is. I'm hoping to visit very soon. You guys are cracking me up. All right, I'm gonna give it another minute just because I was like aggressively trying to get everything down. Guys, this new moon's gonna be really cool. All right. It's gonna be intense. I'm gonna say positively intense. Mm. They did a lot of chemtrails the last couple days, and it's really affected my respiratory system, my allergies. So I'm rocking a lot of tea. But yeah, this new moon, I was debating on what to even refer to all this energy as because, and I'm gonna talk about this. I just like a little pre-talk before I get really into it for those who like are still coming into the chat. Oh my hair's flat. I washed my hair today. When I wash my hair like fresh, it looks a little flat. Anyway, because with this new moon, it's an ultimate. How do I say this? I have it written down here somewhere. It's like an ultimate beginning of a new cycle. Oh, hey Brooke, hey! It's been a long time. Like it's not a normal new moon. It's not a normal new moon. I would say it is like an ultimate beginning of a crazy new cycle for so many reasons. But it's really going to be a time of stepping shit up, and it's like there's a lot of Saturn energy going on in this new moon and in the months to come. So I kind of want to call it like the master maker moon. Is kind of what I want to call it. The new moon that's ushering in a phase of master making. And it's really going to be up to us to make it happen. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to give it a full 5 minutes before I get started. Okay. For anybody who's like watching this after the fact, full 5 minutes. I should have probably said that in the beginning. Oh, well, I'm just excited. I think I'm just excited and I'm feeling your guys' excitement. Let's see. Yes, I'm ready for this new moon. Feels like a tower with the chariot and death clarifying. Feels like a tower with the chariot and death clarifying. I would say that's accurate. I would say that's very accurate for some of the energy we got going on here. But I'd throw in the star card and the sun card too. I'd throw in the sun card and the star card too, for sure. Gotta throw in some Aquarian energy with all the Aquarian energy we got going on. Getting off that karmic wheel. Hey from Canada. Thank you so much for tarot readings, master making. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm pretty excited. April's gonna be fun. April's gonna be really fun. Mm. Okay, so let's dive in. Like I said, I was writing a lot of notes. I've got about 5 pages back to back. Well, technically 6 pages. It just breaks down to like 5 back to back. So I'm going to try to go slow because I don't want to miss any of these points because I think they're really important. And even as I was organizing these notes, it's like I wanted to be very methodical in even how I organize them. Oh, I took my bracelets off. Even in how I organize them. So let's just go. Let's just do it. Kind of want some chapstick before we start, but I can't find any, so I guess I'm not getting any. All right, so new moons. New moons are typically for new beginnings. And when I start every new moon, full moon video, I always talk about setting your intention, right? That's really important to do around new moon, full moon cycles. It's going to be in Aries 4 degrees. Check your houses for where 4 degrees Aries falls. That's the house that's going to be highly affected for you personally, and you should consider your intention when you're setting this. If you don't know how to do that, I went into an explanation of how to do that in the end of the last video I did, which was full moon Virgo. Okay. And again, even if that doesn't help you, you can always Google on how to do it. I've tried explaining it. I went into a whole like classroom sort of setting on my live chat to explain it. It's way easier than it sounds, I promise you. Okay. Now, here's something I want to note about setting your intention for this particular new moon. With this new moon, and I'm going to explain this later on, you want to set your intention long term for this new moon in particular. Gigi, thank you for the $9.99. I'm excited to learn and grow. Thank you. Oh yeah, no problem. Like I said, if you're confused on how to figure that out, I explained it in detail and I showed examples on how to do it at the end of the full moon Virgo video that I did. So go ahead and if you're really confused on how to do it, go and look at that video, go to the end where I held up like a little chart and everything and I explained how to do it. And if that doesn't help, like I said, Google it. Now, moving forward, because I don't want to get distracted, if I don't acknowledge your super chats, I apologize. I just get very ADD, so as you can tell, especially when I'm excited. Anyway, going back to your intentions. When you set your intention for this new moon, make sure that it's for long-term improvement for 2020, not just for a general thing you want to work on, not just what I want to think about for the next month. Like think long-term 2020 shit when you're setting your intention for this new moon, and I'll explain later on as to why you should do that, okay? So this new moon is in Aries, so we're gonna feel a need to improve ourselves because Aries is self. It's first, it's the first sign of the zodiac. So a lot of us are going to feel this urge to just start things, even if we don't finish them. I'll be honest, even if we don't finish them, we're going to want to start a lot of things, start projects, create new beginnings, and even to like have this, urge to take control of our own situations, of our own lives, and maybe even a little bit of other people's. Up to you to decide how you feel about that personally, but that's kind of the general energy of a new moon in Aries, which we're going to be feeling right now, okay? So one of the reasons I talked about this being an ultimate new cycle, which is another reason you should be setting your intentions long-term 2020, not just for a month or just a general thing, because this is a new moon. It is also Aries, first sign of the zodiac. We also just had the equinox, a whole new cycle. Saturn, a fat-ass planet, just started its own new cycle in Aquarius. The nodes will be switching soon to Gemini and Sag in a couple months. And at this moment in time, it's a very pivotal time in setting up the rest of the year energetically. And I will explain why that is at the end. But that's what I mean. Like this is an ultimate new beginning sort of energy and cycle that we're in. So this is making this new moon kind of like an ultimate new moon, an ultimate time for new cycles, okay? Something else that's going on around this new moon to be aware of, hold on, where's my chat? Come back, is Chiron. I don't normally talk about Chiron. When you start talking about stars and asteroids, it can get even more complicated sometimes for people to listen to, which is one of the reasons I don't talk about it. Really glad I have tea. But Chiron's about wounding and karmic shit and healing. So Chiron, like sometimes it's looked at as a negative thing. I don't look at it as negative, even though it's about wounding and karma, because it does bring on healing, right? Everything has a purpose. And like the reason the reason healing can come in is because wounds are being addressed. So Chiron's actually influencing the nodes at this time. During the new moon, it's squaring the north node and it's conjunct with the south node, meaning It's supporting the South Node, which is Capricorn, all this dismantling of the patriarchy, all that crap, all the old paradigm, that sort of shit. It's supporting that. And it's squaring and causing issues with the North Node, which is where we're supposed to go, right? North Node is like more like destiny, the things you're supposed to learn and head towards, while South Node is what you're supposed to be getting away from, right? So as we go for these new beginnings and try to like attempt new shit and get really motivated to go and put ourselves out there, we're going to be triggered in our wounds unexpectedly. So wounds are going to be coming up. But it's really good because while this is all being activated, it's going to put you in a state of like, okay, I want this, or I want to have this, or I want to be this. Well, let me clear this shit out so I'm capable of having this, so I'm capable of being this, so I'm capable of doing this, right? It's going to give us a chance to actually level ourselves up. So that's the first big level up energy that we're going to be seeing, okay? All right. Now, the other thing with this new moon, normally for those who've been with me for a while, even those who are new, when I do these videos, I like to talk about aspects a lot. I actually didn't feel the need to talk about aspects too much for this new moon, mostly because we're in a big reset energy. Like I said, big new cycle energy for multiple reasons. So I didn't feel a need to focus on the aspects, but more so the planets and energy that's being set up. I think that would be more helpful for you guys. So of course, how could I not start with Saturn? Hold on, I think I'm seeing some questions here. Triggers everywhere. Yes. Let's see. What degree are we looking for? Well, if you're setting your intention, it's Aries 4 degrees. Excuse me. Whichever house that falls into for you. That's where I would focus first. We also have a lot of Capricorn energy, and I'm going to get into this later. We have a shit ton of Capricorn energy. We got 4 planets working with Capricorn and then into Aquarius for like the next few days. So I'd also look at like late degree Capricorn in your houses. Those houses might be affected by the reset energy. Let's call it the reset energy. Those houses may be affected with the reset energy and anything you have in the beginning degrees of Aquarius. What else would be affected? Hold on, let me look at my notes really quick. Oh, Venus is going to be interesting. I mean, I love Venus. I'm excited for Venus. But yeah, that's where I would focus your attention. I would focus it on Aries 4 degrees and late degree Capricorn, early degree Aquarius, specifically 25 degrees Capricorn to 2 degrees Aquarius for the rest of the year in general, but definitely for this new moon. Okay, getting back to it. So let's talk about Saturn. So Saturn moved into Aquarius. It is at 0 degrees, so it's really strong in that Aquarian energy. I always say Saturn is the master maker. For those who've been through your Saturn return, you know what I'm talking about. Saturn is the disciplinarian, right? It restricts, it creates obstacles. Sometimes it creates problems, but it does that so you can actually master an aspect of yourself, or you can level up in an aspect of your life or yourself. And like I said, Saturn is in Aquarius. So we're seeing a lot of restriction and obstacles being created in that regarding Aquarian Uranus energy. So technology, traveling, community dynamics, even consciousness, right? So like I said, it's not anything to fear. It's not a bad thing. Saturn's a really positive thing, actually. It's happening in order to improve these things, right? So it's slowing everything down to see how things can be upgraded. So as things, as you experience obstacles, even as the collective, as we experience obstacles, all this COVID-19 craziness, as obstacles arise, things start to slow down. They have to slow down because problems are rising. And as things slow down, you can actually see where improvement can be made. And you can also see what can just be totally done away with, right? So it allows that space to kind of clean house and check yourself, the collective checking themselves, government, going through a little bit of like a reality check sort of energy in order to master and improve and upgrade. So that's all good. That's all good. And that's actually being amplified by a sextile aspect. Sextiles create opportunities. So again, all about creating opportunities. The new moon is actually sextile with Saturn. If you're not into aspects, that's okay. I always like to talk about them a little bit just because I think they're very informative, and I'm a nerd, and that's just how I do things. All right? Okay. Something that's going to be kind of fascinating, and we're going to see this through the rest of the year. This is not just going to be a new moon thing. This is going to be perpetuating on and off through the rest of the year. So Saturn is associated with Capricorn. That's all about like framework, right? let's see. We should send you our chart and see what you come up with. Brooke and my houses are all the same. Oh, it'd be really interesting. That'd be interesting. So Saturn is associated with Capricorn, right? That's the structure, that's infrastructure, that's stability, that's the framework, right? So and specifically when you're talking about the physical body, it's like the physical body's framework. Capricorns tend to have issues with like teeth, skin, bones, and there's a reason for that because why? You're the infrastructure. So we're actually going to see advancements and breakthroughs in dentistry, kind of interesting. And the physical body and manifestations regarding the physical vessel are going to be easier. So the rest of the year, we're actually going to see advancements in health. Also probably an arbitrary result of COVID-19 and all that craziness as well. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm kind of curious to see what dentistry is going to advance. Anyway, moving forward. So that was just a little tidbit that I thought was kind of fun. So I also want to talk about 2021 with Saturn. So I've talked about this to death, but I have newbies and I want you guys to remember this. I want you to keep this in mind throughout the entire year that Saturn will be moving from 25 degrees Capricorn to about 1 degree Aquarius for the entire year, for the rest of 2020. That's where it's going to move, and that is the range that it will affect for you personally in your houses that fall in that range. Really important to take note of this, okay? So Saturn's doing this dance between Capricorn and Aquarius the rest of the year. 2021 is when Saturn really sits in a lot of Aquarian energy, as does Jupiter. Right? So they're going to be hand in hand in 2021 in Aquarian energy, which is where we're going to see a lot of more of this really front and center new paradigm energy. So think of 2021, if you like have to really break it down, like if you're planning a show or building a company, 2021 is like launch date and 2020 is like boardroom talks. It's kind of like that. And I've been talking about this for a while where I keep picking up on all this social energy for April. And I think that's where we're really going to see the beginnings of this boardroom social energy of coming together, talking it out. Like, okay, I have this idea. You have this idea. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And that's going to keep going on and off through the rest of 2020 and 2021 launch date. Time to launch this shit and put it into practice and put in the new paradigm into practice with baby steps as the patriarchy keeps getting dismantled, right? So anyway, just also wanted to reiterate that a little bit. Again, I know I talk about it to death, but I think it's really important. Hold on. Let's see. What did I miss? Not too much. We're like a third of the way. We're like a third of the way. But moving on from Saturn, let's talk about Mars. Let's see. That's so crazy that Saturn is in Sag for me, but Jupiter's in Aqua for me. It's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. I think this is a really good thing. I mean, guys, this is a really exciting time. We're in a really exciting time. Think about all the change that's going to happen in the next 10 years, the next 5 years, the next couple of years. And it's all pretty much starting now. All the ideas and the actual collaboration and talks are going to start now for all the big shit that's coming for the next decade. Like, that's really exciting. Like, that's really exciting as we continue to see this dismantling. But I got a lot to talk about, so let's keep going. So now I want to talk about Mars. It's funny how I label my notes sometimes, So I literally wrote Mars in Capricorn with conjunction buddies. God, I'm such a nerd. Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So basically, I'm calling this section like the master's cheerleaders. If Saturn is creating this master maker energy for all of us to level up and get shit right, Mars, working with all these other planets, with Jupiter, Pluto, and also Saturn itself, it's kind of like revving up that energy. It's pushing that energy. It's like, it's motivating a lot of that energy. So Mars is going to be conjunct with all these planets, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto from now through to 3030, which is when Mars moves into Aquarius. So it's also going to be building up. So from today through the rest of March and the beginning of April, we're going to keep getting this building up of motivation, this building up of pressure, this building up of desire to like get up and go and become a master, to deal with these things, to come up with resolutions and to do something about it, right? We're going to keep feeling that as more intensely, exponentially as the days go on. All right. Let's see what I have here. Yeah. Fueling the master maker energy, like I just spoke about. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 3030? Wow. March 30th. I'm sorry. That's funny. I said 30/30. March 30th. Excuse me. The rest of the month. The rest of the month. Okay. It's my bad, guys. I'm just too excited. Okay. So now we also have, this is also going to be fueling and speeding up the dismantling of the patriarchy that we're seeing in like the first mass physical steps. And what I mean by that, we've already known this has been happening. We've been seeing evidence of it, but now it's like publicly globally understood. You know what I mean? And we're seeing the first steps of of how do I, like the mass understanding of that, oh shit, excuse me, this is really coming down. The tower of the patriarchy is truly starting to crumble, and it's not just seeing the cracks anymore. Now we're seeing like the top floors getting shoved away, and it's almost like it's going from top down. That's kind of how it feels to me. It almost feels like it's going top down, like 1%, the CEOs. I feel like it's coming down like that, as opposed to like a wipeout from beneath. Like that's how it feels. It feels like it's coming down slowly but surely. Now keep in mind, this will continue until 2024, when Pluto moves out of Capricorn into Aquarius, because that's what Pluto is doing in Capricorn. It's dismantling. Pluto breaks shit down to bring shit to light. It breaks down secrets, and also brings up some karmic shit, right? That's why the patriarchy is dismantling. Well, one of the reasons, many reasons, but Pluto's gonna be sitting in Capricorn for quite some time. So this is gonna be continuing this whole process of physically dismantling how things have been until 2024. At the same time, we're starting the seeds of the new paradigm. So it's kind of cool to see like the downfall and the uprising, right? So that's going to be kind of interesting. And there's going to be definitely a pivot point where things kind of like tip over, where the new paradigm is like just about equal with the old paradigm, and we're going to see a flip. That's going to be really cool. What else is here? Oh yeah. So individually, Mars with all these conjunctions, what it means for you guys on individual level is that it's amping up your focus. It's amping up your focus. It's amping up your drive. It's also amping up your aggression. So this is also going to be kind of interesting. So we've seen a lot of people get aggressive. We've seen people freak out. We've seen people lash out. We've known that this has been going on since the full moon in Virgo when I talked about this. Mars is going to have to go all the way through Capricorn, and then it will hit Aquarius. This tension and aggression is going to stay there. And then when it hits the last degree, like that very last degree of Capricorn, it's going to really intensify how Saturn did for us in the last 10 days, right? Think about the last 10 days. That's when like the sheer full climax of panic really took place, right? We're going to feel that a little bit with Mars before it moves into Aquarius on the 30th, okay? So check in with yourself. Hold on, my chat's gone. So check in with yourself if you're feeling a little aggressive, or if you're about to act out without thinking. Just check in with yourself a little bit. Just make sure you're cool. Just make sure you're doing good. All right. Nothing wrong with a little self check-in. All right. So those are the two planets that are doing a lot of activity for us during this time. And now I've got some dates. I have 3 dates in particular. And then I actually want to talk about I actually have some month ranges here for the rest of 2020, kind of on what to expect with all the retrogrades that are happening and so forth. So like I said, someone asked me earlier about what degrees to pay attention to. Like I said, I would pay attention to late degrees Capricorn for your houses, and Aries 4 degrees, for where a lot of this you're gonna feel it. Specifically 25 degrees Capricorn to like 1 degree Aquarius specifically. Hold on, where'd you guys go? I'm becoming a grandmother. Oh, congratulations, Christy. That's so cool. Congrats. Let's see. Not like Django, hopefully. Oh shit, did I freeze? Are you guys still here? Why do I feel like my chat's frozen? Do not freeze on me. Are you guys still here? Give me a sign. Oh shit, come on. Come on. No, you can't do this to me. Please tell me you guys are here. Just send a thing. Send a thing. I don't know. Send an emoji. I think my chat's frozen. What if I do? Hold on. I'm going to try to fix this. Oh, okay. That was really weird. Sorry if I froze. Still here. My chat froze too during my live. Okay, we're good. We're all good. Oh, thank you, Danny. Danny texted me, said everything's cool. Okay, so moving on to dates. So yeah, we're good. We're all good, guys. Chat's good to go. So moving on to dates. So I did talk a lot about March 30th. I'm going to talk more about March 30th. So Mars is revving up, all this pressure, all this aggression, and then it goes into Aquarius on the 30th. Now, when it goes into Aquarius on the 30th, it forms a conjunct with Saturn, an exact conjunct actually on the 30th. So that's going to be also kind of fun. We're going to see a switch from all this like panicky, aggressive, self-serving energy of hoarding shit and looking out for number one to like a team player energy. A lot of team player energy is going to be flooding in with this aspect, which is going to be ushering in April. Like I said, I've been talking so long about how I feel April's going to be very social. So it was cool to go over these aspects and be like, oh shit, it is going to be very social. So anyway, so people are going to be wanting to come together with this aspect. Okay, people are going to want to cooperate together, get their shit done together. There's also going to be a focus and pressure on the intentions you set for yourself during the new moon. Okay, motivation might also be a little higher than normal because we're gonna have more obstacles come in because of Saturn. Saturn, like I said, always creates little obstacles, and when it moves, it always brings in some kind of event with it, positive or negative, however you want to look at it. You can always look at anything as it's positive. You can look at anything positively, but when any big planet moves in from one sign to another, it brings an event with it. So we might see more obstacles come up that might amp up your motivation. I don't think you guys are going to feel discouraged. I don't think so at all. I really don't think so. Maybe some people out there will, but I don't feel discouragement is going to be a factor at all. Excuse me. I think I'm taking in too much air. I'm going to bury a crystal. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Why do you not do individual readings anymore? I've addressed that. Let's see. Oh, I've been checking myself consistently, tampering down any aggression and being more mindful. Oh, Mina, I love it. See, you're already ahead of the game. All right. So let's go into the next date. The next two dates are talk about social energy. Jesus, this is really going to amp up social desires. So April, now we're in April. April 30th, Venus goes into Gemini. This is going to bring in enhanced social needs, more desire to take on new exciting endeavors, want to talk and flirt with a variety of people. You're not going to be happy with just doing one thing at this time, okay? You're going to want to do everything imaginable. You're going to want to have a very busy schedule, but you're also not going to be very attached to things, which is going to be kind of cool. So we're going to have this camaraderie energy without attachment, but there's a need to come together. So it almost seems like it's creating a healthy, cooperative dynamic with people, which is really cool. Here's the other crazy thing. Venus in Gemini, it's going to be in Gemini until August. And I'm going to talk more about that in the 2020 recap at the end of this. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of boardroom talk energy for most of 2020, at least like half of 2020. So just keep that in mind. Venus will be in Gemini from April 3rd to August 7th. All right. Oh, just saw energy move through my kitchen. I was like, oh, what was that? Oh, that's what that was. Anyway, so that's one date that I want to talk about. The next one, also really interesting, and this next thing I'm going to talk about also pertains to why you need to set, well, not why you need to, just if you want to, just something to consider, to set your intention for this new moon to be more for like the rest of the year and more long term, and not just like something you kind of want to work on, or not something that's just like for the next month or so. Okay, so on April 4th, we have Jupiter exact conjunct with Pluto. This is actually going to be the first time out of 3 times it happens in 2020. So it happens in April, and then it happens again in June, and then it happens again in November. Hold on. April 3rd. Sorry. I keep saying 30. Why do I keep saying 30? I'm sorry. Yeah, Venus and Gemini on April 3rd. There's something with that 30 number. I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, on April 4th, we have this Jupiter conjunct Pluto. So like I said, it's the first time of the 3 times it's going to happen this year. So the first time is April, second time is June, and the next time is November. That June one's actually, now that I'm looking at it, that June one is going to be really crucial. Crap, I didn't see that before. The second one's going to be really crucial. keep that in mind. Second one's gonna be really crucial. I'll explain why when I do the 2020 recap. Um, let's see. UFOs will have to go door to door. I guess. Oh shit, I can't read that. Mundaviral? LOL. Let's see, that's 13th anniversary of my dad's death. That's 30. That 30 is for someone. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So this aspect is really cool because this aspect is also going to speed up the dismantling of the patriarchy. Oh yeah, and what I've been calling false power. So this has been a theme that's come up in my readings last couple weeks. This energy of false power, which is like putting other people down, taking from other people, hoarding, serving the self, and like getting your power from that, right? Versus just from having the confidence within yourself, right? And helping people, standing on your own, in your own, and understanding unity consciousness, standing in love, all of that, right? So the idea of false power versus real power. So it's going to be dismantling more of that false power energy and the injustice that comes with that. This is also going to bring on problem-solving energy that will bring about resolution by way of networking and dealing with people. This is going to bring in a lot more social energy. Decide what you want to resolve for the rest. This is all about resolution. These aspects, Jupiter conjunct Pluto, so happening April 4th, June, and November, these aspects are all about resolution by way of other people, by dealing with other people. That's what this aspect is about. It's happening 3 times for this year, and it will be affecting your new moon intention. So keep that in mind when you set your intention. Broken record, just on my note. Consider your new moon intention as you do this. These peak aspect dates will act as milestones for your progress, okay? So this is going to be like the first like go at it. June is going to be a major checkpoint energy, and actually I have that written down here for like my my month ranges for the 2020 like general summary of what's going to be going down. June, July, May, those are going to be serious checkpoint energies of like checking yourself, checking up on the things you've been working on, what you've been working on with other people, the collective at large. We're going to see it another like little, what's the word I'm looking for? We're going to see another reality check with the patriarchy regarding what we just went through with COVID-19 and everything too. So July is going to be interesting. So keep that in mind. That's an important one. And then I have just the 2020 summary. Let's see. Hope they, why can't I read that? Sold the packages before they stole them. Oh, geez. Would it be their karma? I think the Saturn Aquarius, everything secret is being revealed. The summer months are really gonna vibe, check us. That is so neat. I'm trying to be more intentional in choosing crystals. I feel like I'm taking and taking and taking. Okay, yeah. All right. So last little section. I was trying to think of the best way to talk about, so patriarchy has an end. When I say patriarchy, like the old paradigm of like government and oppression and like the hierarchical way of society versus like a lateral way of being, instead of this whole top-down 1% bullshit, it's like, you know, things are going to be more level, things are going to be more just lateral and natural, horizontal kind of way of society. Let's see. That's such a big ass cup. Oh, that's why I have it. That's why I have it. I love this cup. I love this cup. Thank you, 99-cent store. Okay. So let's talk about the rest of 2020. All right. So the last 3 months, which can you believe it's only been 3 months? That's kind of amazing, isn't it? It's only been about 3 months of 2020 energy we've been in. So the last 3 months, we've been experiencing the death of masculine energy. And basically the beginning of the death process for the patriarchy, right? To become like fully dead, most likely by 2024, with the birthing of the new paradigm starting now. So that's what the last 3 months have been like for us. And of course, COVID-19 came up during all of this. And I just want to say this one thing. I wasn't going to say anything about COVID-19. I really wasn't going to go there. But I feel the need just to say this. I feel like, yes, there's some validity to the fact that it's a thing. I don't think it's anything to fear. I feel like it's actually coming up as a test of fear. For us, is kind of how it feels. Like a test of fear and what you're willing to kind of regress back into because of what you're being told by the people who control us. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to go all conspiracy theory there, but that is definitely how it feels. And I do also feel that a lot of what's going on is not just a reset spiritually, but a reset economically. I feel like the government's been aware of this, not just like our government, obviously, like global, the global situation. There's been this need to reset currency, and I feel like that's a big part of this. Because like think about any time we've had a situation with a virus or whatever, things that have been way worse than COVID-19, in my opinion. It's like, oh, we're shutting shit down. Like when or why ever would we shut shit down like this for a cold flu situation? Even when I crunch the numbers, because you guys know I'm a math nerd. I just am, can't help myself. So I actually looked up the number. This was a couple days ago, so I'm sure the numbers have changed. I looked up the number for cases, and I looked up the number for actual deaths by this virus. The amount of people who've died from this virus, it's like less than 1/100%. Like, it's a flu. Like, it's just the numbers like just said it all, not to mention the demographic that's affected. Anyway, just had to say that really quickly. So they're shutting all this shit down, and it's like, what would you need to do to flip up currency or to reset currency or the economy? You'd have to shut it down. You can't reset currency or the economy while things are flowing and going. You have to shut it down to do that. They've been aware of this for a long time. Why do you think cryptocurrency became a thing? Not to mention, I forget this guy's name, but I think they just appointed someone to the US office who's like the head of crypto, like who's like a major lead in cryptocurrency. Like, why would you do that if you didn't need someone like that? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Global economy needs to return to community for essential needs like food, dependency on other countries for pickles. Doesn't make sense. Oh, I know. I remember I was thinking about this years ago about fish, like seafood, because I love seafood. Total confession. Oh my God, I will never say no to seafood. Love fish. And I had to study this. It's like, for my master's program, I did environmental science. So I had to study a lot of this stuff. And I literally had to study like imports and exports of fish. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this isn't making sense. I was like, we export this amount of fish and we get this amount of fish. I'm like, then what the fuck is the point if we could make that money here? Like, I just, you know what I mean? It was like little things like that just didn't make any sense whatsoever. I know I'm going off the rails with this. I had to just give my little bit in there, just with all this craziness going on. And it's interesting because in this attempt to reset the economy, reset currency, and all of that, I think that is like literally like why all this is happening the way it's happening. It's giving us a window to shift the paradigm, right? While the economy is in this state, while everything's happening the way that it's happening, it's like a moment of vulnerability, right? To take advantage of, honestly, to change shit. So it's also kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm done rambling on my soapbox about that. Don't need to ramble on my soapbox about that too much. Hold on a second. And like, okay, no, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop with the soapbox. Let's get back to 2020, because I was about to go into like how we actually have all the resources at our disposal to fix all our problems, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. That's gonna be a whole other conversation. Where was I? Oh yeah, the rest of 2020. Okay, so Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter are playing very pivotal roles in how the rest of 2020 is going to play out energetically. And I say energetically because at the end of the day, we all have free will, anything can happen, right? So here's what I'm gonna do, because I know some of you want this information and some of you don't. I'm gonna go through really quickly and give you dates for, sorry, talking a lot, for Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter for their shifts for the rest of 2020, okay? I'm just gonna do it very briefly. And Venus, I'm only doing up to August because Venus, moves very often, right? And then I'm gonna go into like the very quick summary of like, my month ranges and just very quickly what to expect, okay? Just for those who want those dates, because I know some of you do want those. Let it be. Thank you for the 1108. Love your soapbox. Oh God, that's not even like my most intense soapbox. Like I can get really intense about it. You guys should have seen me when I was in my program. We had to do presentations all the time, and like defend ourselves. I got a little Scorpio quite off. What a little Scorpio. I got Scorpionic very often about it. So anyway, moving on. So really quickly, like I said, I'm going to give you the dates. If you want pen and paper, grab your pen and paper, and you can even line them up and you can see what I'm talking about when I talk about my ranges very quickly and what to expect, okay? So Venus, starting with Venus. On April 3rd, Venus goes into Gemini. On the 9th, the pre-shadow retrograde starts for Venus. On May 13th, retrograde actually starts. And then June 25th, it goes direct. And then July 29th, the post-shadow energy stops. And then August 7th, it moves into Cancer. So for literally like 4 months, Venus is going to be in Gemini, in the shadow part of it, in the light part of it, all of that, which is kind of interesting too, because Gemini is the sign of the twins, isn't it? It's the lover's card in tarot. It's that very social, childlike, fun energy. It's also about being able to see everything from all perspectives, right? We're going to need a lot of that. But on the shadow side, it can be like a very fickle energy. It can be a very, what's the word? A very selfish energy, actually, on the flip side of it, right? So that's going to be interesting when we have that retrograde time. Now let's talk about Saturn really quick. So Saturn, the pre-shadow energy for retrograde started February 3rd. And of course, it just moved into Aquarius. Yesterday? I can't remember what day it is, honestly. Can't remember what day it is. I feel like it was yesterday. Anyway. And then May 11th, it actually goes retrograde. Are you noticing that Venus and Saturn go retrograde very close together, the 13th and the 11th? Yeah, May is going to be interesting. And then on July 1st, Saturn retrogrades into Capricorn. It hits that last degree that we just came out of. And I talked about this in the last couple of videos I did with Saturn being in the last degree of Capricorn. It really intensifies that patriarchal, controlling, dominant energy where we have to face it. Right? We have to face it as it's being dismantled, or it's like freaking out because it's being dismantled. During this retrograde time where it's sitting in the last degree of Capricorn, which is going to be the beginning of July, we're going to see reflection time on what we've just been through. We're going to see resolutions come up or insights come up or references back to this time period. And you're going to see people trying to analyze it. You're going to see a lot of that in the news. You might even see some secrets come up like, oh, the government really knew this, or the government was really hiding this. We might even see a lot of that come up in the news around that time, around whatever's going on now. Like, oh, and a lot of us are going to be like, yeah, we figured that's what was going on. A lot of us are going to be saying that. So just expect that reflectionary period for the first part of July. And then September 28th, Saturn goes direct. And then January 3rd, 2021, the post-shadow retrograde energy ends. So think of it this way. We're in some sort of retrograde pre-shadow, post-shadow energy for Saturn for the rest of the year. For the rest of the year. And in 2021, Saturn will be in Aquarius. Okay, and it's going to sit in Aquarius for a lot of 2021. So again, Saturn's doing a lot of stuff, but just think of it that way. A lot of like pre-shadow, post-shadow, retrograde Saturn energy for the rest of 2020 as it bounces between emphasis on communal paradigm, healthy communal paradigm, and dismantling the patriarchy. It's going to bounce back and forth for the rest of the year. Okay, from 25-degree Capricorn to 1-degree Aquarius. So again, check your houses for that where it affects you personally. Okay. All right, now Jupiter. Let's talk about Jupiter really quickly. So the dates for Jupiter. On February 18th, the pre-shadow retrograde energy started for Jupiter. And on May 14th, Jupiter will go retrograde. So on May 11th, Saturn retrogrades. May 13th, Venus retrogrades. And May 14th, Jupiter retrogrades. Yeah, May is going to be interesting. And then September 12th, Jupiter goes direct. December 6th, the retrograde post-shadow ends, and then on the 19th of December, Jupiter will finally go into Aquarius. And so like I was saying, 2021, Jupiter and Aquarius are going to be together. Jupiter and Saturn will be in Aquarius together very closely. Jupiter, for the rest of the year, is going to be in like mid to late degree Capricorn, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Until it hits Aquarius. So as far as like affecting your houses, focus on the Capricorn ranges for your houses. I would really focus on the late degrees. Honestly, I would focus mostly on the late degrees because we have Mars going through Aquarius. Capricorn, late degrees Capricorn. Because we have Mars going through Capricorn. which is being locked in with this new moon energy and being locked in with these aspects that are happening throughout the year. Saturn's doing its thing for the rest of the year through those ranges as well. Jupiter's going to be doing its thing through those ranges as well. And in May, the nodes move over. I believe May 5th. Thanks, Cinco de Mayo. The nodes move over from Cancer, Capricorn to Sag and Gemini. That's going to bring in a lot of new lessons for us. We're going to have a whole new cycle of lessons coming up. So that being said, those are the dates. Now let's talk about the month ranges. Let's talk about the month ranges, okay? So we have March to May. So from now until May, it's going to be a lot of social energy, a lot of wanting to talk to people, collaborate together, a lot of like boardroom talk sort of energy kind of going on, okay? That's going to be March to May. May is going to be all this retrograde energy. The nodes are going to shift. May is going to be a time where we're going to feel a little hit in the face, where it's going to feel like we're getting blasted by energy and we're going to have to like recalibrate very quickly. It might feel a little chaotic. There's going to be a lot of anxiety. But at the same time, we're going to see a lot of closeouts happening in May while we have like another new beginning sort of energy come up in May. So it's going to feel pretty interesting. Just take it in stride. May is going to be a little bumpy, but it's going to be fine. May to July, more social boardroom energy is continuing from May to July. We have implementing of old and new lessons because the nodes have shifted, and now this is our time to really implement that and get settled into this learning to be more in that Gemini energy and like getting away from like the Sag sort of energy. Excuse me, getting nasally. And then from August to September, that's going to be a volatile time because Mars is going to start getting into a retrograde sort of motion during that time after all of this has happened. So it's going to act as like another check system that's going to come up that will be cemented in November. But it's going to feel a little volatile. And then September to December is going to be total recalibration time and a time to get ready for like the main event of all this Saturn, Aquarian, Jupiter, Aquarian energy that we've been gearing up for and getting collaborating and getting these boardroom talks with for the whole year, right? So just remember, 2020, boardroom talks, social, get it together. What are your ideas? What are your ideas? What should the plan be? 2021 is going to be the main event where it's like the launch date. So think of it like that, okay? So a lot of stuff, but all in all, this new moon is about stepping up, time to master whatever it is you need to master to get ready for the main event, to get ready to prepare for the main event, okay? Oh, hold on, let's see. Like I have 3 planets in Cappy and 4 in Scorpio. Let's see, what's going on here? People are triggered. Oh, are they? Uh-oh. Hopefully not in here. You guys aren't triggered. I can put that as to shift, move things to more sustainable way, but it's rigged. They all knew about it. Yeah, and guys, I'm not saying the virus isn't real. It's real. It's just nothing to be afraid of. It's just nothing to be afraid of. There are way scarier viruses that can take us out. I've had scarier viruses that could have taken me out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the virus isn't real. They're just using it to their advantage. That's all. They're just using it as a launch point. Like, and I know this is going to trigger people. But I'm going to go there. I'm going to say it. It's kind of like 9/11. 9/11 was very real and it was tragic, but it was also a fear test. And a lot of people failed the fear test in that. You know what I'm saying? Hawaiian lockdown. Oh yeah, my mom told me. My mom was telling me that Hawaii is like gearing up for a lockdown situation just to like preventative, which like with Hawaii, it is an island ecosystem. You know, I get it. Like Hawaii, I actually commend a lot for being very like stringent on some of that stuff. Like the whole rabies thing. You have no rabies on the islands. That is amazing that you guys have been able to keep rabies off the islands, right? So if you guys move there and want to take your pet with you, it is kind of a lengthy process, but there's a reason for it, you know? Let's see. Hey girl, it's Julia. Hey, I gotta text you. I've been meaning to talk to you. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you. I need to text you after this. Did my chat freeze again? Hold on. I think my chat froze again. There it is. Is giving us a message on restoring balance. Yes. When I tell people it's a good number for me, they look at me like I'm crazy. It is a good, I know, right? And that's the craziest thing because 9/11 is a really awesome vibration, the number, right? We are strong no matter what. Yes, this is confirmation to not schedule my exam until next year. Oh my God, and a big deposit amount add up to 2021. I knew it was some type of sign. I thought this when I woke up about 911. Hello, simulate. Yeah, simulation. Yeah, exactly. Failed the fear test today, but back on point now. This is testing all my weak points. Hey, and you know what? That's cool, Zara. Honestly, like, this is that time, right? Like, how do you master yourself? How do you master fear? How do you master shit? You got to stumble sometimes to master it, right? Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you got to like regress a little bit in order to figure out how to really triumph over it and maintain that. Let's see, Michelle, thank you for the 1111. People have been finding their cheating significant others and posting it on Twitter. I found out who the porch pirates are all in the first day or two of Saturn and Aqua. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, with what Saturn's bringing my way. Like, I'm excited. There's just like that shit that you guys were just talking about. That's what I'm nervous about, because I have had people like hitting me up, and I'm just like, oh. I'm like, uh-oh. What's going on now? I had a breakdown today. I ended up walking in the rain. Oh, I think walking is good. I think walking's good. Is it normal for random purging of emotions? Yes, Alejandra. Yes, actually, that's so funny. I talked about that in my Patreon. I do weekly messages for my patrons, and I do them every Sunday, and that came up a lot in the Patreon weekly. So that's part of the wounding. Sorry guys, it's my nasally stuff. Chiron, like I said in the beginning, I know some of you guys came in late. Chiron's doing a lot of stuff with this new moon, the nodes specifically, and the nodes are all about lessons, right? It's about what we need to head towards, what we need to move away from, the things we've mastered and to not fall back on, things we need to master. Chiron is supporting the things we need to move away from, and it's creating tension and obstacles and conflict with what we need to head towards. And Chiron is all about wounding, it's all about karma, but it also brings on healing. So there is going to be some wounding coming up for some people, and probably around where Aries early degrees sits for you in your houses. So, sorry guys. So if Aries early degrees, like when I say early degrees, I say like 1 to 5 early degrees, or 0 to 5 technically. Let's say that sits in your 4th house, you're gonna get a lot of triggering and wounds coming up around family stuff. If it's around like your 7th house, it's gonna be about your relationships, your marriage, romantic relations, creativity as well. If it's around the 8th house, it might be about sexual wounding or sexual assault you might have suffered, or even just like secrets that have been kept in the dark are going to come out to light that are going to be very painful for you. Yeah, I don't know what that's like. Yeah, I don't know why I want to emphasize on that. Yeah, if any of you have like Aries early degrees in the 8th house, this might be really tough. I'm not gonna lie, the triggers and wounds around that might be really, really hard. I mean, dealing with any kind of sexual abuse or assault is like really hard. But when you throw like secrets in the mix, I don't know, that takes on a whole new level too. The OK channel, that's really cute. Thank you for the $2. Definitely using 2020 to grow with Uranus square. Hell yeah, hell yeah. My app that I have, Astro Matrix, literally said, time to purge. Yeah, even for myself, I've been trying to prepare for that myself, because it's Chiron, so I'm like, all right, it's coming. It's coming. Where's it coming in from? WaterBaby in a bath is the way everyone should experience this. Are you in the bath right now, Danny? What degrees in Aries? I would say early degrees, because when you look at astrology, if a planet will always be at a certain degree point if you look at it at a time shot, right? Like at a specific moment in time, but it's energy. Energy is fluid. It's not linear. It's not fixed. And so it has an effect for the how do I say this? For the neighboring degrees, right? So like, for example, the new moon is in Aries 4 degrees. So check your houses for where Aries 4 degrees falls, but that will affect your early degrees from like 0 to 5 or 0 to 7, like give or take a few degrees, because it's energy. So that, just talking about degrees anyway. I'm in the bath. Oh my God, I can't wait to take a bath. I like haven't like enjoyed a real bathtub in a long time. Uh let's see. Capricorn is located on my third house. Now Aries, I guess I need to work on my communication. Yeah, Capricorn for me is like seventh house and eighth house because it has a little split. My eighth house starts in well, my seventh house ends in late degree Capricorn, so my eighth house begins in like late degree Capricorn. So it's just like it's been interesting. It's been interesting to say the least. Um, about to get in the tub, lol. Let's see. Been there, Monica. But yeah, guys, I don't want to drag this on too long because I'm sure when people see the timestamp, they're like, "Oh my God, it's an hour." But yeah, I love hanging out with you guys. I'm sure it was really, I hope it was really helpful. Thank you guys so much for your super chats and for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. Um, and like I said, for those who came in late, I'm gonna try to implement some sort of like zodiac sign readings again. Nothing the way it was before, more like a check-in system. Um, the way I had the readings before, it served a purpose that I don't feel is no longer needed. So I still need to think of like how I want to do that. So I just need to think about it. But I have other stuff I need to get done and take care of first before I even consider doing that. But anyway, guys, so I'm going to go. I hope you guys had a really great night. Thanks again for coming out. Moderators, thanks for checking me out tonight and for supporting me. And guys, just take care of yourselves during this time. Keep checking yourself on this whole fear test stuff. And just get ready. Get ready for the rest of 2020. Get ready to master yourselves, master some shit, and step it up and start working with people. Because it's going to be about collaboration this year. It's going to be about dealing with people. And if you have any trust issues or problems with engaging with other people, that might be the wounding that's coming up now for you to work through so you can actually be capable of doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, something else to keep in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to go now. Bye. Have a really good night. Have a great Sunday night. Namaste.